What is up, samurais? We are back, and you just saw it earlier today. The gameplay deep dive trailer came out with your boy Kirk Herbstreit explaining the gameplay, and now the blog is out as well. And we are here to go over every little detail that we can get out of this game. And I mean, we are getting closer, 49 days away from the release, and I am excited, bro. But let me not hold you any longer. The article's already up on the screen. Let's go ahead and get into it. You know, Kirk Herbstreit, you see the trailer. You can go back and watch the trailer to see what he said about it. But thing is, pre-game, campus IQ encompassing the overarching concept that has built gameplay to be what it is today. College gameplay was built on these three fundamentals: all 22 plus, 134 ways to play, and stories of Saturday. All 22 plus highlights the importance of individual players and their unique ability, and emphasizes the differentiation in talent between the best and worst players in college football. 134 ways to play. From day one, our message was every team is somebody's favorite team, properly representing the offensive schemes from Air Force triple option to the air raid at USC was the utmost important to us. The final pillar, the stories of Saturday, seeks to encapsulate the raw emotion of these students-athletes as they perform under intense pressure in hostile environments. A true freshman is going to respond differently compared to a senior, so getting this right was really important. And I love how they're saying it right here. We want every team, every player to be unique and to be different. So going off of last year, Caleb Williams should play different from Jaden Daniels, who should play different from a true freshman walking in. And based off of the trailer, it looks like they really hit the nail on the head, because I can see the difference between Air Force's triple option and Michigan's run heavy offense, which is still two running offense, but still two completely different offenses. And then, I mean, the passing on certain players look different, catching look different. I feel like they really did a good job there. This scene right here sent me in the trailer. That hurdle was insane. But we're talking about stick work. From the start, one of our primary objectives was to capture the authenticity and wide open gameplay of college football. We studied and tried to recreate the explosiveness of current and former college football legends. The result is a game that allows you to not only play north-south, but also east and west, thus unlocking a whole new level of excitement to the game. However, we didn't stop there. We introduced all new specific run styles for different archetypes in College Football 25. This will provide a more in-depth and personalized gaming experience, allowing players to mimic the styles of their favorite athletes or create their own unique approach to the game. And I mean, I can see it here, even though it's two different players in this clip. I mean, the fact that he tries to hurdle someone and still gets clipped on the leg, which causes him to fall and flip over, is insane attention to detail, for one. But that means if you got a bruiser, he gonna be able to drop a shoulder and absolutely level someone. But if you have a shifty person, he can hit that spin move and hit that pop and just get out on the break and is gone. So seeing how different players run, and I keep harping back to the trailer, but to see it in the trailer and see how different people run and how different spin moves and jukes do, I'm very curious, especially as a run first user that I am. The run game is very important to me. So seeing how that's going to play out, I am very, very interested. One feature I did very much like is this one right here. Wear and tear is a feature that takes the football gridiron to an unprecedented level of realism. This feature ensures every hit matters and not all hits are created equal. It is a brand new and unique damage system that adds a whole new level of depth and strategy to your gameplay and roster management. It is designed to stimulate real-world effects of fatigue and damage on a player's performance. It operates on a play-to-play and game-to-game basis. If your quarterback has thrown the ball 40 plus times in this game and has taken some shots, don't expect them to be 100% the following week in Dynasty or Road to Glory. Subtle gameplay components such as getting the ball out early, covering the ball, or just getting out of bounds will be as important as ever. Wear and tear is on all 22 players of the field. That means you can't run the ball with Edwards on Michigan 50 plus times a game and expect him to be 100% getting to the playoffs. That's not how this is going to work. You can't spam, you can't workhorse somebody till the wheels fall off, because when it's time to step up, he is not going to be fully healthy and he's not going to rock and roll. I love it because it forces people to be smart in their play calling and be smart with the football. You can't sit there for 50 years and take hit after hit after hit after hit and expect Edwards or Shedeur Sanders to not be hurt, to not be injured and out for significant time. I love it. But how does it work? Every limb and body part of a player is linked with unique attributes. For instance, if your quarterback's throwing arm receives a significant hit, you will notice a decrease in your throw power and accuracy. Similarly, damage to the legs impacts a player's change of direction and acceleration, making every movement feel slower. Each body part degrades at a different rate, and the player's toughness rating plays a critical role in how much damage is applied on a given hit. The more damaged a body part is, the higher chance of severity of injury. I like how they explained it, and I already can see certain people, certain trolls and stuff, seeing how leg damage can hurt acceleration. They're going to try to low hit you every time your running back touch the football. And that low key can be annoying, but I think that's something we're just gonna have to deal with. I'd rather that than a person literally standing in the pocket getting hit every play and their quarterback is like Superman or something like that. So I'm okay with that. I'll accept that. Doc, I'm hurt. Recovery is also a critical part of this feature. Players regain health when they're not on the field, during timeouts, at halftime, and between weeks. However, be cautious of your player's workload. The worse of a body part is damaged, the slower it recovers. A player can only recover a limited amount of damage during a single game. This encourages strategic planning and management of players to ensure optimal performance. When it comes to management outside of the quarterback and offensive line, teams will substitute around fatigue of a player or banged up body part. If a player gets really banged up on a given play, expect them to sit a player or two or maybe more. Later in the game, the expectation is that the player will have to tough it out. And then what can you see? We're gonna keep going here. What can I see? Or where can I see it? I'm sorry. The player reticle, left side wear and tear bars, right side fatigue. Nope, the bars depleting only represents the most hurt body part. Depth chart here, you can see wear and tear on the panel on the bottom right of a player card, as well as the total and attribute is decreasing in the spreadsheet. Coach vision are left trigger and plus right stick down to see wear and tear of the entire status of the team. Picture in the play call menu, and then they added a ton of get up animations, and also you can manage in the Dynasty player card. And then changing the game, this will add new depths to players' gameplay more than ever before. Up until now, aside from the risk of throwing an interception or fumbling, what has been the impact of throwing the ball 40-50 times a game? Now, gameplay decisions will come into physical consequences for virtual players, adding another layer of authenticity to a balanced game. It's just not about the immediate win anymore. You now have to consider long-term health and performance of your team. With the introduction of wear and tear, you've completely been overhauled. It accounts for physical impacts. Fatigue is primarily a conditioning feature designed to provide more realistic snap counts at college football level. It is something to pay attention to on a drive-to-drive basis. Okay, and then pretty much going into it, I really am interested to see how they implement it. It sounds really good. Obviously, being told it and implementing it is two very different things, but I do like how they're in game forcing people to be smart and forcing people to play actual football and not just let me just run the ball with Edwards 50 times a game and he'll be perfectly fine the next week. Like, no, you run him 100 times in 2 games, he's going to be worn out. So you're going to have to give him maybe 15 carries and throw the ball 15 times. Hand off maybe 6 times. But your quarterback's not throwing it 30 times. Your quarterback's going to be tired next week. Like, I do like the idea of the wear and tear system. I am going to hold out to see how they implement it and see how it is on release day. But I do like the idea that we are forcing players who actually play the game of football and not just find the cheesiest way to do things. Of course, Ultimate Team and Play Now probably still going to be the same, even though you may have to actually be smart in those games too, because if you get hurt in a game, oh well, too bad, so sad, like, deal with it. But moving on to a run user's favorites in college football, and if you watch my PTFL games, you know I love to run it as well, the option game. And then I had to bring up about gameplay. The option game is a fundamental part of college football, and we've made it a thorough effort to add authenticity, depth, and balance. The first thing we targeted was to make the mechanic mirror the real-life quarterback and running back exchange. In an actual game, the quarterback places the ball in the running back's belly with the intent of going to hand it off. However, if the read key comes down, he pulls the ball. This is now implicated with an A or X button functioning as a pull/keep button. The changes to the pull mechanic simplifies your reads while also making RPOs much more usable. If you don't touch anything, the quarterback will simply hand the ball off to the running back. In the RPO scenario, if you want to bail from the read and run, press A. If you want to hit the receiver, you can simply press the receiver corresponding button to immediately throw. Looking to keep the ball with the QB on an RPO, the type of RPO dictates whether you can read/peek or can't alert/glance. We've made the adjustments to different pitch strength. Now, a quick tap will execute a quick pitch. A holding down L1, LB will result in a strong pitch. A quick tap for a switch pitch is useful in tight spots. However, it might not hit the pitch back in stride. Holding down L1, LB is suitable where ample space between you and the approaching defender. It requires more time, but offers precise and accurate velocity. Faking a pitch is double tapping the L1 or LB button. New controls around the quarterback will branch out of the option movement has been added. You can hold RT, R2. When you're a couple yards past the line of scrimmage, you will branch into a standard ball carrier movement. Use this when you've gotten the edge and decide to try and take it to the crib with the quarterback. We can also add new animations, including a comprehensive set of pitch animations and pitch catches, which also introduced the pitch out of tackle animation in this year's title, as you can see there. I actually, as a runner, I very much love how they have in-depth ran it. Because in 14, it was a simple one button and it was up to chance. If your quarterback, hit him in stride, you're good. If he doesn't, you kind of maybe get stuck, But the fact that I can tap it to do a quick pitch, I can hold it to do a strong one. I can even double tap to do a fake one, which causes the defensive user to actually have to make a decision and sell out for one or the other. I really do love it. I do love the animations here. Like, here is like, obviously he did a quick pitch. It was kind of behind him, so he had to reach back for it to get it. But he was able to get in stride and make that juke spin move. I do like that. I really hope they work with it more, and I want to really see how that works out. But for the defense, it has also significant upgrades. The new AI logic has been added for the read and pitch keys, including a new read key animation. It is now considered more realistic context when deciding to crash or stay home. For instance, they're more likely to stay at home and play the quarterback when on the wide hash marks. Conversely, when the offense is close to the first down, they'll play the dive back more often. Pitch keys now exhibit more varied behavior with the ability to bluff whether they're playing the quarterback or running back. We've introduced a new coach adjustment as well. Rather than a single option defense, you can now instruct your read and pitch keys separately on how to defend. Thank you. These adjustments aim to offer a more authentic, immersive gameplay option. We hope you enjoy the new and improved option game. Shells, and I'm not talking about turtles. Okay. Football problem require football solutions with the removal of base alignment. Oh, okay. I love my base alignment in Madden, but okay. We wanted to put our time and effort in improving alignment along with giving players the ability to disguise your coverage. This in addition to the chess match that our core fans have been asking for. In play call, use the right stick while in formation view to command your secondary to position in a range of a cunningly disguised look. These can range from high pressure to cover 0 blitz to back off cover 4 look. The excitement doesn't stop there. Before the snap, you also have the option to showcase a single high, 2 high, depending on the formation you've chosen. Unleash your creativity with these options, just like real-life coaches, to confuse opposing quarterbacks. Tread with caution. If a defensive back has low composure, there's a risk he might mess up the disguise look. Okay, aka, if you don't do, you can disguise looks. They take out base alignment, but if your cornerbacks, if your secondary does not have good composure, they can mess it up. And that means you're trying to disguise and they still do too high safety, but one of your safeties have low composure, he stays down and it's still a single high because he has low composure. EA might be on to something. I don't know who's in this room, but EA might be on to something here. I'm very curious. But abilities, I mean, like I said, they have over 80 abilities, which are ranging from situational abuses, boosts, no guarantees. There are 2 groups, physical and mental. Each of these groups is further divided into 4 tiers: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. The most a player can get at any given time is 5 physical and 3 mental. Our aim is to provide players with increasing depth of progress as they go through these tiers. For instance, our new grip breaker ability is under physical. This ability bolsters a defender's capability to disengage from a block. At bronze and silver tiers, the ability is only applicable during run plays. However, gold and platinum, it also applies to pass plays, which effects significantly amplified. The important note is to make that a player's ability can have solely determine their archetype. Mental abilities, on the other hand, are dictated by the position of the player. So certain positions can't get certain abilities, and certain archetypes can't get certain abilities, physical abilities, and certain positions can't get certain mental abilities. I like that. So for here, it shows Travis Hunter. His mental is fan favorite, which increases composures at home games. Best friends, a QB composure gain on first down catch. And clear-headed, which is protection from a composure loss. So yeah, he is on both sides of the ball. So he has best friend, which is a receiver perk. Clear-headed, which is a mental perk. Well, these are all mental, but it seems like best friend is strictly for receivers, our running backs. And then fan favorite and clear-headed are just mental ones. And then physical, he would have sure hands, 50-50, double tap, layout, and recoup, which very much gives defensive secondary wide receiver for that. Yeah, so sure hands, it improved standard catching, 50-50, improved jump ball ability, double tap, improved double move routes, layout, improved dive catching, and recoup, improved recovery. Okay. And yeah, you get 3 mental and 5 physical. When creating abilities, we kept the gameplay balance at the forefront of our development. A perfect example is our new Pocket Shield ability. This progressively makes offensive linemen hold blocks better on standard pass play. However, even at the platinum tier, it doesn't apply if the distance of the first down is more than 10 yards. You have to stay on schedule to reap the benefits. Lastly, it is possible for a lineman to lose even at a platinum tier. Thank you. This is my problem with abilities and X factors in Madden, is a certain ability can just be broken and abused at like any time. Like a lot of times in the old Madden, I think Randy Moss had I forget the jump ball thing, But a lot of times people just come out, put him on a streak, throw it up in one-on-one coverage, and would guarantee a catch. And that would be annoying and broken. So I'm glad they're saying, like, no, you have to be on schedule for these abilities, but even if you have a platinum ability, you can still lose. So I'm very glad. It will be expanded upon in a Dynasty Deep Dive. We have introduced coach abilities with gameplay effects. These abilities will have significant impacts on major features such as confidence and composure, home field advantage, play style, just to name a few. So even coaches got abilities. I'm curious in that for sure. Pre-snap recognition. Can you see everything at the line of scrimmage like an experienced senior? What about a freshman playing on the road in front of hundreds of thousands of screaming fans? We have introduced a new pre-snap recognition feature designated to bring a level of clarity to the line of scrimmage that reflects the experience level of a player. Our new system also takes into account coaches and player abilities, home field advantage, and our new coverage shells, which we'll talk about later. So what ability do I need? Field General ability brings all this together, and this is how Field General works. Bronze tier blitzers are highlighted, but only after the snap. Gives player a basic level of awareness, but requires them to react quickly. Silver tier, they can spot blitzers before the snap, but only if they're close to the line of scrimmage, and only for a brief moment. This gives a player a slight edge and allows them to plan their moves with a bit more foresight. Gold tier unveils a coverage shell momentarily, giving the players a glimpse at a defensive strategy. Platinum tiers allow the player to see even disguised shells, even albeit briefly. This is designed to ensure a defensive player can make a strategic adjustment in response. Okay, I'm actually okay with that, because yes, it gives the offensive player an advantage, but it's not like they can see it for the entire play. And it allows the defense in response. Say I see you're coming out in a coverage 4, I audible, you can now audible, and they can't see it again. I'm assuming they can't see it after that brief moment, and if you make a change, they can't see that change. That's what I'm getting from it. So I do like that. But talking about confidence and composure, it is a moment-to-moment gameplay reflecting real life's up and downs of the students' athletes. As each play unfolds, players can get hot and cold depending on the outcome. Experience plays a critical role. A freshman will have more volatile swings compared to a seasoned senior. As the crowd level increases, the players' own confidence increases progressively, and emphasize the importance of composure in a digital gridiron, making it a crucial factor to consider every play in every game. In a heated atmosphere, the game, the stakes of maintaining composure are even higher. Even such as scoring touchdowns can lift morale of an entire team, which individual achievements such as a pass breakup can significantly boost the composure of a player who made the big play. It is important to note that composure is highly individualized, driven by a player's archetype. When a player starts to cook, a scrambling quarterback will improve ball security, while a field general will benefit from improved throw accuracy. Okay, I like that actually. Players can have unique mental abilities that can influence their composure. These abilities can affect their teammates for that position group. Consider the Legion ability, which increases the confidence of a defensive back when the player gets an interception. These mental abilities are lost anytime a player goes cold, making management of confidence and composure even more essential. And then they'll go into it about coaching abilities can also improve it, but they'll go deeper into heavy detail. Okay, so I do like how each player is different and you can lose abilities based off of composure. Thank you. I'm liking how these abilities aren't game breaking. It feels like they aren't game breaking, because if you play bad, you lose them. If you play hot, they get better, and so on and so forth. And like I said, some abilities improve other player positions, like in the Travis Hunter, when he had, I think it was best friend, it improved accuracy for QB after he made a first down catch. And that I like how it's all encompassing. They're ebbing and flowing the abilities off of the game, and not just here's an ability even if it breaks the game. I'm glad that I think they're looking at Madden and seeing how abilities kind of broke the game and making sure that doesn't happen here, and I do like that. So coach vision, they're going into wear and tear, which calls out the damaged body part. Composure and confidence. Our dual-sided bar system provide real-time insight into your player's performance. A red bar suggests a player is starting to cook, while blue ones indicating he's getting cold. A red flame icon and a blue snowflake symbol appear, signifying your player has reached the maximum in their respective area. Abilities highlight players on both sides of the ball, as you can see there. Some people have 1, 2, and the running back for Oklahoma State has, it looks like 7 out of 8, and the quarterback has 1. Matchups. While ideally showing a matchup is not new, we have reworked the formula to make this easy, accessible, and straightforward. Up to you. Is a color coded for ease of understanding. Green is favorable matchup, yellow is an even one, and red for disadvantage. The system enables you to quickly assess the situation and adjust your game plan accordingly. Okay, I do like that. I like that. It seems like they're keeping that normal of how it was in, I think how it is in Madden and how it was in old college football games. So I'm fine with that. We can rock and roll with that. Home field advantage. Winning a football game at a Division I level is tough. Winning on the road is even tougher. Every Saturday we witness the significant impact of home field advantage. Firstly, we aim to pay off and differentiate the top environments in college football. This involves 2 core elements: audio and in-game modifiers. Modifiers are effects that disrupt your gameplay both pre and post snap. For instance, you might experience squiggly lines, play arts appearing incorrectly, audibles and hot routes failing to register at a high rate, and receiver icons fading in and out during a crucial moment of your game. Next, we consider the critical elements of composure and confidence and player experience. We wanted to ensure these elements were factored into how much the hostile environments impacted you both pre and post snap. This allows for more immersive experience and adds another layer of strategy to the gameplay. In addition, we decided to pay homage to the classic 06 version of the game by reintroducing a similar screen shake, stadium pulse meter, and allowing you to tell the crowd to get louder by flicking up on the right stick. Our audio team is helping bring home field advantage to life with their new Saya mixes. The feeling of not only add a touch of authenticity, but intensifies the moment. It's important to note that home field advantage only impacts the visiting team, just like in real life. The features are entirely situation based. Staying with a manageable down and distance is vital for successfully moving the ball down the field. As game situation gets tougher, the crowd noise intensifies. The louder the crowd gets, the higher the modifier and composure hits. This is designated to actively reflect real life dynamic of playing in a hostile environment. Okay, I do like what they're saying with this, which I'm like, that is a key component in a college football game. And I'm glad that they're going back to the 06 version, because I really like the 06 version more than any other version. Because like, if I'm in Happy Valley, if I'm in Death Valley, and I have a freshman quarterback from like Sam Houston State or James Madison, he should not be playing like Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. This man needs to be rattled. This man needs to be like, where am I? What am I doing? This is the loudest place I've ever played in. So I'm glad that they're harping on that so much. And from clips I've also seen, they have things like the Cowbell, Mississippi State. They have Death Valley's crowd. Happy Valley seem to be rocking and rolling with the whiteout. So I'm very happy with what I'm hearing with the home field advantage here. But I believe the final part is pre-play control. And this year, before each snap, you'll notice several enhancements. Hot routes have undergone a revamp, providing access to 12 unique routes. A new Bang 8 route has been incorporated into the outside receiver tree. This entire route tree is available for all quarterbacks without the need of an ability. Thank you. We needed ability for that in Madden. I'm glad they changed that. Defensively, the risk factor associated with a run commit has been toned down as well. Traditionally, the risk of conceding a touchdown is the offense opted for a pass, with the reward potentially being a tackle for loss. Now this mechanic is only affects defenders positioned in the box. Thank you as well. That was so dumb to me sometimes. If I'm run committing and literally everybody would just run up to the line, like, no, you still have to guard your receiver if it's a pass, cornerbacks. So I'm glad there's only defenders in the box that will commit to the run, and the cornerbacks outside and the safeties outside will still defend the pass just in case. And they're also introducing a custom sims, a new feature that allows you to adjust the distance of a receiver's route. While hot routing, pressing and holding the L1 LB button to start adjusting, move the left stick to modify distance by a single yard, or the D-pad for 5-yard increments. You can see the route update in real time. Simply release L1 LB to confirm your setting and you're all set. Revamp passing. The iconic quarterback, the most iconic position in football. Our main objective was to hone the art of layering the football. This includes everything from dropping the ball in the bucket to your tight end, between linebacker and the free safety, or throwing a bullet pass on the 12-yard dig route. These new trajectory changes really allow you to throw a receiver open. As you can see here, hit X on the curl route there, on his option route, hit it back shoulder, turned around, got it. To accomplish this, we increase the variance of the left stick pass intent, change our inaccuracy mislocations, and overhaul our passing trajectories. The biggest change you'll feel immediately is how we involve the concept of throw power. Now, throw power doesn't simply refer to the distance of the throw or how hard you can throw it. You often hear color commentators discuss a quarterback's arm strength in the context of a 10 to 15 yard bullet on a hook and dig route rather than a 60+ yard throw. These enhancements is important to maintain balance, and players have been able to hold the bullet pass with no consequence. However, this is new system. The distance of the throw and the quarterback attributes and abilities will affect the accuracy of a bullet, potentially resulting in accuracy penalties. Once you start to pass, you'll notice 3 colors: blue, yellow, and red. The size of these sections depend on your quarterback's attributes, abilities, the throw distance, and other factors that impact accuracy, such as pressure, back foot, on the run, etc. Landing in the blue increases the chances of a safe, accurate ball, while landing in the yellow means more uncertainty in your ideal target. Red indicates potential inaccuracy. The longer you stay in the red, the greater the penalty. Keep in mind, not all red sections are equal. Quarterback with weaker arms and lower accuracy will have larger red sections. No different from real life. Trying to push the ball consistently downfield with a quarterback who has a weak arm is not a great move. The new and improved mechanic adds an engaging dimension. Pretty much this throwing animation is going to be, hey, if you have a strong arm quarterback, you can throw it down the field better. You can fit stuff in better. But also is your timing. If you throw a red, it will be off. If you throw a yellow, there's a 50-50 shot. If you throw it blue, perfect, you're good to go. And you can see it in the switch one here. He threw a red and it was off target. But if I go back up to here, I believe he threw it blue. Yeah, he threw it yellow. It wasn't exactly on the money. He had to kind of fully turn around, which allowed the defenders to hop in and get the tackle quicker. And if you have a weaker arm quarterback, you can't throw the ball down the field like that, especially if he's under pressure on the run. So it forces, they're very much forcing people to be smart in this game, and you can't just chuck it up. You know, you have to actually be smart. So EA, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. And then we have the switch stick, which I saw this in the trailer and I was like, wait a minute, hold up, I'm actually interested in this. And they say, have you ever found yourself making an adjustment to a defender's opponent's passing game, all to try to stop the same pass plays from being used repeatedly against your defense? Get ready for the control you've never had. We're introducing the switch stick, a simple yet powerful tool to make defensive switching more compelling. When you're lurking in pass coverage, flick the right stick. This will directionally switch you to other coverage defenders according to the direction of your flick. This allows you to play multiple levels of the field in an instant. We know the pain of getting caught on your defensive line while trying to make adjustments. So additionally, when you're in a pass rush situation, if you left stick /BO to switch directionally, what about hit stick? No worries. Once your quarterback has thrown the ball across the line of scrimmage, the right stick turns back into the hit stick. Defensive game can change everywhere. Then we have playbook and team play style. There's 1,500 new plays, more than 50 formations, along with 134 team playbooks that reflect current offensive and defensive trends in the sport. They also include 10 non-team playbooks. with a variety of playstyles such as air raid, multiple, pistol, power spread, option, pro, run and shoot, spread, spread option, and veer and shoot. These playbooks can be customized and saved as a custom playbook. And staying true to player control, there's a brand new type of trick play called a DIY reverse. In these plays, you decide whether to hand off to your teammate using the L1, LB, or keep the ball and run. This introduced exciting plays like the halfback direct DIY reverse, designed to keep the defense on their toes. The game section is also a game action picks up with the addition of trick plays, including a double pass, reverse, reverse pass, and reverse flea flicker. Note, consider that is a running play. Running any given trick play, the defense will adapt and make these play calls a much riskier opposition. A new glance RPO playstyle has been added, giving the players the ability to read a safety to the side of a glance route with a short post. I'm low-key liking how this is going. This year's game is full of RPO plays. Consistently recognize the need to enhance defense abilities to counter them. In majority of defenses alignments, defenders who are positioned away from the run action will prioritize their pass responsibilities. Additionally, defenders who have been designed to be more aggressive when fending off blocks from incoming receivers. On top of that, run-fit defenders who are now capable of responding to the run action more rapidly, enabling them to come downhill to make the stop. When it comes to attention to details, we didn't stop there. We've seen the popular wide formation and splits from teams such as Oklahoma and Tennessee, which spread further out than traditional formations, characteristics of a veer and shoot play style. Flexbone option is also introduced, considering triple option, midline rocket toss, so on and so forth, and new formations was added on defense as well. I am liking this because it very much opens up people to do their own play style. So if I want to be a spread option, or if I want to mix option spread with a veer and shoot, I can do that. And subsequently, RPOs are not going to be broken. Hopefully, if what they're saying is true, RPOs will not be broken. Defenders who get blocked can get off the block better. I guess if they have better block shedding, they can get off the block compared to other people. And also, people can't spam RPOs so the cow comes home. Like, you can't do that. So, I like that. Tempo of the game, they're including no huddle and new turbo tempo. In no huddle, players rush back to the line, offering traditional tempo option on wide triangle. Although there is no huddle, audibles to plays within your personnel group are still possible. Turbo tempo encapsulate a rapid rush to the line of play. Think back to the blur offense days at Oregon. You're essentially trading the ability to hot route and audible at the line of scrimmage for an advantage of the defense not being set and the defensive line being slower off the ball. Take note, in order for this to be effective, you need to snap the ball within the early stages of the play clock. If you want to define this your play style, you can turn this setting on in your coach adjustments by pressing B circle in post play, and allows you to revert any preset tempo in a coach adjustment back to the huddle. The spike feature has been incorporated into the turbo function. AI teams now exhibit defensive identities in their tempo usage. Team like Oklahoma, for instance, adopt an up-tempo strategy for most of the game, possibly calling for a shot play after securing a first down in certain areas of the field at a fast pace. Conversely, teams like Michigan may only resort to this following a significant play to jumpstart the offense when losing. So pretty much, the AI will be dependent on their team. If a team is a slower pace, they're not going to do it more often. If they are, then they will. And they'll do it in certain situations. I like that, EA. I like that. In addition to clock management, AI decision-making regarding timeout usage has also undergone substantial revision to more accurately mirror strategic decisions making of real-life coaches. Both players and AI can now initiate a spike from any alignment, thereby conserving crucial seconds. Thank you. It is so hard to do a spike in other games, and it's so dumb. In situations where players or the AI are about to audible, players will glance towards the sideline looking at the play call holders on both offense and defense. The defense is caught looking to the sideline, they will be slower to get off the ball. Note the walk to the line is back and officials are spotting the ball. So the heart pumping moments of whether or not you'll be able to snap the ball in time is back. I like that. And you can see in this picture, the receivers and all the receivers and backs and quarterbacks are looking over while the line is staying set. And like, so you can see the ball placement, you can see the refs. I'll give them that. Real-time coaching is an adaptive coaching engine designed to authentically enhance both offensive and defensive CPU gameplay. Coaches aggressiveness possesses unique ability adjustment levels. I'm sorry for butchering that sentence. That means different coaches react and adapt differently to successful run or pass games, thus creating more authentic, dynamic, unpredictable gameplay. This seems like it's more AI stuff, so we'll switch to in the trenches. All the features above are great, but we know a championship are won in the trenches. If your offensive line can hold up, nothing else matters. Our primary emphasis up front was showing what true game records look and feel like inside. The more to the game than just sacking the quarterback. Great defensive linemen can dominate inside, just using their size and strength advantage to create constant pressure and manipulating the pocket. A new pass protection mechanic has been added, which provides 6 pass protection target schemes to allow players to have increased control over matchups. Therefore, user interface matchup lines. Players can now see who's targeting who and who will show unblocked defenders. Additionally, pocket formation pass plays have been improved to enhance the overall gameplay. 400 new animations have been added. Pass rush and run stopping power has a significant upgrade. The ability for pass rush to play more pass rush moves and more often has been increased. So improving animation for that. And then in the pouring out there, throwing or handling a wet football is challenging and fundamental component of the game. They've included several changes to the gameplay that make experience more immersive, realistically difficult. Weather is now a significant role and influence the outcome of the game. Effects are far more subtle. First touch is player movement. Harsh weather condition affects the movement of your players. It is challenging to plant and cut in these conditions, and this will be the first thing you feel. Passing game faces a considerable impact when playing under harsh weather conditions as well. Players will notice wobbly passes, impacted pass accuracy, and power are some other gameplay elements. The chances of increased drops and fumbles are also rise under adverse weather conditions. The ball becomes slippery and hard to hold on to, increasing the turnover, which means that players have to have extra caution in using the cover ball mechanic. It's not one-way street, however. Weather will also make base wrap and dive tackling a bit more challenging as well. Weather may impact special teams as well. You will feel the hits to kick power and accuracy. Kicking the ball in heavy rain or snow can drastically alter its trajectory and distance, making field goal and punts a challenging task. I do like that. I know I tweeted it out if you were on my Twitter that playing in the rain in Chicago is annoying as crap, but I do like how it isn't easy to do those things. So I'm not knocking it, it's just annoying. But that's the point. Playing in harsh weather is supposed to be annoying. And then the little things you notice in the trailer, but in case you didn't, 1 foot sideline catch animation have been added. You can access these using the possession catch near the sideline. The new walk the line animation has been added. Now all players on each side of the ball will walk to the line following a play call. The timing of when you can snap should feel quick while still giving opposing teams time to adjust. Adjustments. Defensive pursuit has been refreshed in college to represent wide range of abilities to real life track the ball carrier in space. And a player's pursuit rating is key in this aspect. Playmaker, mechanic, right stick on play passes, and then play action. And then the new kick meter, as you can see there, it's different, very much different. So how does the new kick rating? It goes along distance along with the rating, decides green and yellow regions of the meter. That means longer kicks will have lower rated kickers who have smaller green zones, making the kick more challenging. It adds strategy. Speed of the ball moving side to side on the accuracy meter is also based on the distance. Simple, further the kick, the faster the bar moves, once again increasing level of difficulty. As the ball is moving side to side, your goal is to lock into the green button on the meter by pressing A or X. Once that's locked in, you'll see the power meter fill up. To achieve maximum power, you need to release the A button right before the red portion of the meter. Timing is key, and the exact moment of nailing a perfect throw is the key. And then you have swag out, which is celebrations, and the victory formation, which we know. And then that is the end of it. So that this is a long video. We got through a lot, but overall, I am excited because it very much seems like they are turning EA College Football into a chess match. You have to be smart. You have to make adjustments. You have to do different things to make it work. And I really, really like that. Like, I really like that. Between the different type of pitches, you can do a read option, to the throw meter, to the abilities, to the offensive defensive linemen, to home field advantage and the switch stick. I think gameplay might be really, really good. And I'm very interested in seeing how this is going to be implemented at the release date. But that's going to be it for me. We're hitting at 45 minutes on this video, so that is it for me. Thank you to everyone who watched this entire long video. If you did, if you stayed to the end, you are a real one. But if you like this kind of content, if you like NCAA content, if you like EA College Football content, subscribe and like the channel. We are primarily that. We may introduce some other games as well, but we are primarily an NCAA football channel. So if you like it, enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends, and until next time, have a good one, spread love and positivity, and I'll catch you next time. Deuces.